Tonight, another LSU fraternity is under investigation.
And more about the Miss LSU USA Pageant. All this and more Newsbeat starts right now.
Good evening, Tigers. I'm Michael Edmondson.
And I'm Jackie Massey. Thanks for tuning in tonight.
Well, we've got some breaking news. Another LSU fraternity is under scrutiny tonight. LSU spokesman Ernie Ballard confirms Acacia fraternity is under investigation for, quote, behavioral misconduct. Ballard did not say what prompted the investigation, but an LSU student contacted by Tiger TV did reference his personal experience with hazing inside the Acacia house and that he had a problem with it. Ballard also tells Tiger TV the university is working with the local and national chapters of Acacia on the investigation. For now, all Acacia activities at LSU are suspended.
I know many of you have probably seen or heard of the TV show Toddlers and Tiaras. Well, how about Tigers and Tiaras? Tiger TV's Michaela Morgan has more with how the LSU Student Union was filled with crowns, banners, and hairspray this Sunday as one lucky student was crowned Miss LSU USA 2015.
The first runner-up is Miss Jessica Walter.
Excited, nervous, and honored are just a few of the emotions inside the LSU Student Union on Sunday night as 22 ladies competed in hopes of wearing the letters LSU proudly as the new Miss LSU USA. Sunday's pageant kicked off with the swimwear portion as the contestants strutted the stage, showing off their fitness, school spirit, and most importantly, confidence. The pageant, which featured live entertainment, raises money for charities each year and kept the audience on their feet the entire night as the competition continued to heat up with the evening wear and announcing of the top 5 semifinalists. However, crowning a new queen did unfortunately mean saying goodbye to an old. As the 2014 Miss LSU USA said her final goodbyes, the audience said their first hellos to the new 2015 Miss LSU USA, Ashley Barbier.
I'd like to hold the title of Miss LSU, and I'm just so excited to represent my university this year.
Just seeing her background and hearing her answer of why she wanted to be a Miss LSU.
I know that we knew that she deserved it, but to know that the judges saw it too, it's over the top amazing.
And one of her many new duties as the new Miss LSU will be to compete in next year's Miss Louisiana USA Pageant.
Being Miss Louisiana USA is a huge responsibility in itself, but we have goals, and that's what pageants are. Pageants are really the vehicle to get you to where you want to go.
For Tiger TV, I'm Michaela Morgan.
If you're interested in keeping up with the new Miss LSU USA travels throughout this year, you can follow the Miss LSU USA Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
A Purple and Gold love story brings LSU professors Catherine Jacquette and Liam Layer from Chicago to Louisiana. Louisiana does not support the relationship between the couple because Layer is a transgender male. Jacquette and Layer, along with 50 other same-sex couples, stood on the front steps of the Capitol this weekend for the Louisiana Loves Marriage Equality campaign. Louisiana Constitutional Amendment 1 says it is unconstitutional for the state to perform same-sex marriages or civil unions.
The two sisters of the man, police say, attacked TSA officers at the New Orleans airport are coming to his defense. 63-year-old Richard White died on Saturday after he was shot 3 times during the attack the night before. Police say he stormed the security area carrying a machete, wasp spray, and a bag of Molotov cocktails. Reporter Casey Ferrand spoke to the woman.
For 63-year-old Richard White, the battle may have been in his head.
But he thought people were out to get him. He thought people wanted to kill him. He thought he was running, but his mind was telling him this.
Emotional, Sister Ella White Favre says her brother was diagnosed with mental illness and taking medication, but she feels the Army veteran did not get proper treatment.
There was nowhere for him to go. There's no charity hospital with the 3rd floor anymore. There's no help for a sick person.
He was also physically sick, diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Sister Barbara Suggs says he was recently at the hospital because his platelet count was low.
By him being a Jehovah's Witness, they don't accept transfusions. But it's my understanding from his wife that he had been to the hospital a couple of days ago. I don't want my brother brother's name, as it has gone down as a very, as a machete-wielding person. My brother was a person who was compassionate.
White had a wife and stepchildren. He was well-read and kept up with current events.
He had a couple of years of college, but he had the mind of a professor.
But in the end, his mind may have led him to do the unthinkable. Suggs is speaking out to help those like her brother, painfully suffering in darkness.
I want something done to help those who are depressed, who are mentally ill, who have terrible, nowhere to go, who have feelings of hopelessness.
Police say he sprayed a TSA officer in the eye with wasp spray. Another officer was hit in the arm by a bullet aimed at White.
Now let's turn it over to Kristen so she can let us know what's going on with this week's weather.
I think it's going to be warm. If I was a weather girl, what do you think?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a weather girl. Let's turn it over to Kristen.
Hey Tigers, for tonight the temperature will drop from the warm upper 70s we've had during the day down to 56 degrees. You can also expect to see partly cloudy skies with some light wind, and there's also going to be a 10% chance of rain. Those cool temperatures won't last long though, because tomorrow the temperature will be back at 80 degrees and there will be a 0% chance of rain again during the day. So it's going to be cloudy for the most part tomorrow, but you may see some intervals of sunshine throughout the day. But when we look into Thursday's forecast, you can see that we probably won't be seeing any sun that day. We're still going to have our warm temperatures in the upper 70s, but you can plan for a 60% chance of rain all day. There's going to be showers earlier in the day and scattered thunderstorms for that afternoon, so it's looking like you'll need your umbrellas again come Thursday. That's all the weather I have for you for now. Stick around to see if Thursday's rain is going to follow us into this weekend.
Thanks, Kristen. After the break, Cody Krupp, there it is, fills us in on this week's sports.
We'll be right back.
Hello everyone, I'm Cody Krupp and welcome into sports. LSU gears up and boards the buses for one last time on their 5-game road swing, as tonight they take on the Green for a Louisiana bragging rights battle with Tulane. The 5,000-seat Turkin Stadium has been completely sold out and will be extra rowdy, as now it will have a chance to knock off the #1 team in the country. Yes, you heard that's right. LSU baseball is back in the top of the college baseball landscape. Will have its hands full of a Tulane ball club who would like nothing better than to knock off the Tigers. LSU will send out right-hander Russell Reynolds to the mound to continue their winning ways, and he will go up against Tulane junior right-hander Patrick Deuster, coming in with a slinging .34 ERA. Tulane is in their first season of the David Pierce era after replacing retired longtime coach Rick Jones. A bitter matchup only has the two head ball coaches excited for the challenge.
Let's face it, when you're, the #1 ranked team in the country, when you're, have the history of an LSU, I mean, that's a big game for teams to play. But we take that as a compliment.
I've played #1 teams in the country, and I've been a #1 team in the country, and they're as good as ones I've seen.
We approach them the same way. We're going to go after Tulane and give them our best shot. We're going to give our best shot at Southeastern and Nichols and everybody else that we play in the middle of the week, because that's our responsibility to do that.
The Tulane fans and the city of New Orleans gets excited about this rivalry and this game against LSU, and I think it's great for the area, the region, the city, and it's great for college baseball.
With the #1 ranking in the country comes #1 ranking pressure, each game being a crucial part on a hunt for a national title. And it starts with the ace on the mound on the Friday night starter. Jared Poche was roughed up for 10 hits in just 3 2/3 innings. Questions began about whether to flip the sophomore with red-hot freshman Alec Lang. In his last outing Saturday against the Razorbacks, he went 7 strong, only surrendering 4 hits and 1 run. And through 6 outings thus far, the right-hander has hurled a 1.42 ERA and a 5-0 record, but Maneri is staying put with his guy.
He had one bad game, I mean, he'll be the first to admit that he was not at the top of his game last Thursday, and the only explanation I can give for it is it's baseball, and he's a human being. These kids are not robots. If you cut them, they'll bleed. I've not lost 1 ounce of confidence in him. And he's our leader, and he's going to pitch again opening night this weekend. I told the team right after the game was over last Thursday that when Poche pitches next Friday night, he'll be right back on the horse, and he'll go out there and pitch his heart out for us, and everybody knows that.
Friday is the day a handful of departing Tigers will have one more shot to impress coaches before April's NFL draft. With millions on the line and a dream in sight, former Tiger and potential first-round draft pick will have to watch from the sidelines as cornerback Jamin Collins underwent surgery last week in North Carolina and will have to sit out of Friday's LSU Pro Day. He's expected to make a full recovery and will be ready when minicamps open up later this spring. And two players that will not be joining Collins this Friday and will be returning to Tiger Stadium next fall are left tackle Gerard Hawkins, who is replacing another potential and likely first-round pick Lyle Collins, as well as the other side with Vidal Alexander at right tackle. And the two are content with the choice of another season in Death Valley.
Once I made the decision, that was gone. That was over with for another 365 days. So I'm focused on LSU, being an LSU Tiger, winning the national championship.
Trying to fill his spot, tell you the truth. Lyle Collins is a great player, and all the things he did. But it's a great honor to play left tackle. I've always wanted to play the left tackle since I got here, so I finally got a chance.
After the break, we'll have more on how college students are helping at-risk animals. Stay tuned.
According to the Bissell Pet Foundation, only 1 out of 10 dogs will find a permanent home. The Companion Animal Alliance shelter in Baton Rouge is working to change the statistic.
Regions like Louisiana face higher homeless animal populations than the rest of the country, according to animal control and welfare experts. How to combat this overpopulation? A smart community. And for Baton Rouge, a large part of that are college students.
Being a volunteer at the Companion Animal Alliance, I've already seen the amount of overpopulation in shelters there are. And I don't think that we as college students should be those people that get dogs, realize that it's not for us, and then contribute to the overpopulation in those shelters.
While many students would love nothing more than to come home to a wagging tail after a long day, Assistant Director Paula Shaw wants college students to realize the responsibility that would come with it.
Animals are a commitment. They're a lifelong commitment. Average animal can live 10 to 15 years. It's really difficult when we adopt out an animal and then they say, my mom said that I can't have this after all, or the dog is getting destructive because it's sitting in my apartment for 16 hours a day while I'm at school.
Just consider how much free time realistically you're going to have to dedicate to this animal.
But for those students who can't imagine living without a pet, try considering a cat.
I feel like if you're gonna get an animal, go for a cat. They can sustain themselves, they can entertain themselves, and you don't need to be there all the time.
The best part of my job is seeing animals go to homes with just a little bit of love. Like a little bit of love goes a really long way.
Reporting for Tiger TV, I'm Sydney Gerald.
For those who want help, the Companion Animal Alliance shelter is always looking for more volunteers. You can find a link to their page on the website at tigertv.tv.
After the break, how an LSU swimmer is going for gold. Stay tuned.
Sometimes the Greeks get a bad image, but not everybody knows about the positive influence they have on the community, especially Greek Week. For the past 11 years, Greek Week has been dedicated to raise money and build homes for those in need. Every home is built from the concrete slab up in 1 week. The 1,100 workers just finished their 19th and 20th homes last Saturday. Although you don't have to be a Greek to sign up and help build homes, you can still help. Some of the material is bought outright, but some is donated, like the insulation made from the recycled blue jeans.
A wonderful group of young women who were in several different sororities contacted me and said that they would like to do something different from Greek Week other than just having competitions and games, and that they really wanted to make a difference in our community.
The Hook-Finn family is scheduled to move into their new home sometime in June.
Well, one LSU athlete may have her sight on the 2016 Rio Olympic Games. Amanda Luskin has more.
The Cope family has been a sight to see the last couple of years at LSU. It started with Jessica Cope's show, and now her sister Kara is following in her footsteps and breaking LSU records.
They're a really tight family, and her and her sister have a great relationship, so the fact they got to spend 1 year together training and competing was awesome for both of them.
Along with keeping her last name, LSU swimming and diving program, Cope show is from Vanderbilt and is proud to be representing families.
To have all my family come and watch me swim, and just like my family friends can support, and like that's a good feeling to have.
Cope show has been here, including the records in the 2,000 butterfly and 800 freestyle relay.
The goal is to change the way people see our program, and having records that have been around for a while, to see those be taken down.
While still in high school, Kopshow qualified for the Olympic trials but could not make the U.S. Olympic team for the 2012 Games in London. She is planning to try again for the Rio Olympics in the summer of 2016.
Really, this summer was big for her in a lot of ways. After her 2012 trials didn't really go the way she wanted to go, so she had a breakthrough summer.
I went to trials when I was 15, didn't do too well. But having that experience, having SECs and NCAAs and a whole different program, a whole different coaching staff, a whole different group of people behind me is definitely beneficial. So hopefully, fingers crossed.
But for now, Kopshow is focused on competing for LSU and hopes to build the reputation of LSU's program. Amanda Luskin, Tiger TV.
For information on Kara, visit LSU Sports. Well, Jackie, looks like you got some positive things to say, and you're also getting the scoop on what's going wrong with fraternities.
Yeah, I always do. Well, up next, Kristen's going to fill us in on the weather, and I'll give you our weekly political update. Hello, welcome back to your weekly political update. Louisiana citizens will get the chance to vote on legalizing marijuana in November. A legislator named Dalton Honore is adding this legislation to the Louisiana ballot. If the bill is passed, people over 21 can carry and purchase marijuana without criminal charges. Honore says these charges are ruining people's lives. According to The Advocate, in June 2013, over 1,000 people were put in jail for the possession of marijuana. More than 78% of these offenders are black and served in jail for 8 years. Honore says other legislators support legalizing marijuana but don't feel comfortable with openly voting for the bill. This is why he wants a statewide vote. Now it's time for Bobby Jindal News. According to The Advocate, Jindal says he will announce when he is running for president in June. Jindal's political advisor, Timmy Tepel, says Jindal wants to focus on his final session before he makes a decision. Jindal is already appearing in campaign states like Iowa and traveling around the country to talk about federal issues. Several political analysts, like Charlie Cook from the Cook Political Report, says he may have difficulties running nationally because of his low approval ratings in Louisiana. In a poll taken last month, Jindal only received 0.9% support from Republicans in a conservative conference. Senator Rand Paul received the most support with 25.7%, followed by Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker with 21.4%. Looks like Jindal has some work to do. That's all the news I have today. Stay tuned next week for another political update.
Thanks, Jackie. I know we're crazily just very excited, waiting for Jindal to finally announce that. We can't wait. Now to Kristen for the weekend weather.
Welcome back to the weather. So far this week it's been warm and overcast. Looking to the rest of the week, you can see that temperatures will remain in the 70s in the day, then drop down to then the temperature would drop down during the night 4 degrees. When we get to Thursday, there's going to be rain and thunderstorms throughout the day, but luckily by Friday, rain will clear up and you can expect to see sunny skies and a 0% chance of rain. And you can plan on spending the weekend outside because Friday's sunny, warm weather is going to continue through Saturday and Sunday, also with a 0% chance of rain. Monday will be the warmest day of the week, and the temperature's at 82 degrees, and the rain may be back by then because there's going to be a 40% chance of scattered thunderstorms. That's all the weather I have for you today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Now back to you at the desk.
Up next, more on National Puppy Day. Yesterday was National Puppy Day, but we thought we should extend it at least a day longer. The holiday was created to educate the public about the horrors of puppy mills and to create puppy-free pet stories. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching tonight, Tigers. Make sure to visit us at tigertv.tv for more news and follow us on Instagram at LSU Tiger TV.
We'll see you next week. Good night.